That's thanks to the work that he does, pioneering work. He created brand new limbs for injured pets, and they are state of the art.
And they're incredible. And in his latest animal adventure, he's taking his show on the road now.
Dogs give me so much in my life, way more than I ever give them. So I wanted to give them the best day they could ever possibly have.
This event is more than just a celebration. There are some dogs here that wouldn't have the quality of life they have today without Noel's extraordinary prosthetic surgery. These are prosthetics designed to attach directly to the dog's bone and work perfectly with their bodies.
We've given them their lives back, we've given them their mobility back, and this afternoon they're going to do the agility course.
Look, this is Super Vet in the Field. It's Channel 4 tonight. It's the last episode of this one, and it's on at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, so that was Dogfest that
Yeah.
they're filming. So tell people what Dogfest is.
Well, the idea for Dogfest actually came out of the idea that I wanted to give dogs the best day out on earth ever.
What would that be? What would that
And if you
consist
were a
of?
dog,
Yes.
you'd get up,
Eating
you'd
would have
have a
to be
little
involved.
snuffle somewhere, a bit of a snuggle, a bit of an eating, and then a bit of another snuggle, then you'd have a run around, then you'd sniff another dog's bottom, then you'd jump in a pond, then you'd get dirty, then you'd eat some more, then you'd run around, create mayhem and start all over again.
Right.
So I figured, wouldn't that be great? And they could bring their humans if they wanted to. So they all turned up, and it was all, the idea came from wanting the greatest dog walk that ever existed, with everybody believing the same thing, and that was that their dog deserved their little spot on the universe, and it was all for charity. So the whole thing was for funding the Human Animal Trust, which is the charity that we set up. I think for dogs, it's the best dog's day out ever,
Of course
and I'm
it
pleased
is,
it's on.
and it's a celebration of dogs that are fit and well there. But what drives you as regards dogs that aren't and have had injuries that previously, before you came along, would have involved them being put down?
Yeah, so people sometimes mistake that. The reason I'm on Earth is to look after animals. But extraordinarily, animals are not that dissimilar to humans. So the Human Animal Trust, which is the charity that we created and that Dogfest is in support of in the dog walk, animals need solutions for cancer, for new legs, for joint replacements, but so do humans.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all going to get sick. We're all going to have problems in our lifetime. Where do you think those solutions come from? Actually, they come from animals. And what I'm about is bridging that gap, because the technology that animals gave us never came back. And let me give you two examples of that: bionic legs and cancer, right? Who wouldn't want a bionic leg if they have a stump?
Yeah.
Nearly everybody. Well, that technology we've been doing for 7 years in dogs now, and what I want to do is give that to people at cost, a non-for-profit organisation that says to people, you know what? Down the line, we're going to give you a bionic leg for whatever it costs us to give it to you. Now, that will change history. And with regard to cancer, a cancer cell in you or me is almost the same as a cancer cell in a dog. People go, oh, do dogs get cancer? Of course they do. Is it not better to study cancer in dogs rather than in a laboratory animal, for example, and at the same time cure the dog and cure a human? Now, of course, you need an animal model. I understand that. I get that. Because you don't want to put unsafe drugs, unsafe implants into human beings. But what if this magical thing happened and vets and human doctors at the forefront of cancer treatment were working together?
Yeah, but let me, you say working together, but if I ran a big pharmaceutical company or had vested interests in medical equipment and things, I might say, do you know what, I'm doing very nicely on my own. I don't necessarily want to cure for a lot of these things. I want my tablets and things to prolong life a bit more because I'm going to make more money out of it.
Money, ego, power and glory. The four things that get in the way of real progress for humanity and for animals. And here's the thing. If you think about it logically, it takes 5 to 7 years to get a drug or an implant through any regulatory body in the UK or the USA, for example, where money is to be made. What if I could shorten that time for you, Mr. Pharmaceutical Company, or for you, Mr. Implant Company? What if I could say to you that for 7 years I have been doing this and for 7 years it works? Should you not talk to me and not go ahead and make all of the mistakes you don't need to make? And how about you get your drug to market and you get your implant to market in 3 years rather than 7 years? Would that matter?
Am I also right in thinking that to train as a vet, you've got to train longer than you have to as a medical doctor?
You do,
Is that
if
right?
you're an obsessive compulsive workaholic like me, yes.
Right.
But you know what? I think we're going to talk about one life, are we? Are we going to talk about...
Well,
all that training.
You've got One Life, which is this agility training for the dogs that
About tonight's show,
on tonight's show.
Yeah.
So some of the dogs that you have fitted with these bionic feet and bionic paws, you put them through an agility course.
Yes.
I think which we can share. I just want you to tell me. I want you to tell me who we're looking at here.
The first dog to attempt the course is 4-year-old Basset Hound Bumblebee, whose prosthesis was fitted by Noel 3 years ago.
All right, Bumblebee, let's see what you can do. She's a Basset Hound, not noted for their agility skills. Oh, yes, yes. What's going to happen next? Is she going to actually go through the tunnel? Is she going to... Yes, she is!
A Basset Hound walks so close to the ground that Bumblebee's quality of life on 3 legs would have been poor. So to jump even these modest hurdles is a feat for her.
You know, when you're doing these surgeries, you never imagine they're going to be this good.
No.
That must be so satisfying for you.
I never get to see them afterwards, you know, and with their families. So it was very moving. It was very moving to have a number of them together, giving hope. There was a genuine feeling of hope and redemption in the field, not just for the animals, but for the humans as well. Extraordinary. And those animals are going to create the future for human amputees. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, so which brings us to the One Live Festival, Saturday the 5th of September. Your thinking behind this is what?
Saturday, 5th of September, in the middle of the University of Surrey in Guildford, Mike and the Mechanics is going to headline a festival for us, because there's never been a festival that celebrates our love for animals and why they should get a fair deal. All of us are going to get disease. Animals give us the solutions to those diseases in drugs and implants. The Humanimal Trust, which this concert is in support of, is going to raise money to put bionic limbs in humans at cost, to treat cancer for humans at cost.
What is the difference between a bionic limb and an artificial limb?
An artificial limb is strapped onto your body with a stump socket. A bionic limb is fitted directly into your skeleton. And what if One Live actually works? And what if we learn from animals that need those limbs and work together with humans who need those limbs? And if anybody believes that they get disease and that animals deserve a fair deal, like they deserve a fair deal for their disease, they should be in that field on the 5th of September in Guildford in Surrey at One Live, listening to Mike and the Mechanics.
Okay, that is Noel Fitzpatrick.
Let
he
me
is
hear
the
your
Bob
passion,
Geldof of the veterinary world. That is him.
Please don't swear,
He's so passionate.
Thanks
Really
so much.
good seeing you. Very, very good. And the final episode, Super Vet in the Field, really worth a watch. It is 8 o'clock tonight on Channel 4. Thank you very much.
So
Thank you, Nell. Always good to see you. Stay with us.